If you want to start learning Arduino, you don't need expensive equipment. In this video, I will show you the essential components every beginner needs to start building Arduino projects. And I'll also explain what each component actually does in a very simple way. Welcome back to our Arduino for Beginners series. In our previous lesson, we learned what Arduino is. Today, we will look at the basic components you need to get started with Arduino. This is Tech with Philip. The first component we are looking at is the Arduino board, specifically Arduino Uno. And this is the main board we'll be using throughout this beginner series. The Arduino Uno is basically the brain of our projects. It runs the code we write and controls connected components like LEDs, sensors, motors and displays. It also consists of a USB port which helps us connect the Arduino to the computer. There are also pins which allow us to connect multiple components onto it. And also there is a chip which actually helps us process the codes and provides any necessary information, being an output or an input. Although there are several boards to work with, such as Arduino Nano, Arduino Mega and ESP32. But as a beginner, I totally recommend Arduino Uno. It's the best to start with because it's simple, powerful and widely used. And also it's very simple to handle and very easy to power. We will dive deep into it in our next videos. The next component I would like to talk about is the breadboard. So with the breadboard, it allows us to build circuits without soldering. This means we can connect components temporarily and test projects easily. Yes, so with the breadboard, you don't need to have any soldering skills. All that you have to do is just plug your components, and then after doing whatever you want to do, you can simply take them off and then reuse it again. Yes, so there is no soldering needed here. So inside the breadboard, some holes are connected together. That makes it easy to build circuits quickly. Breadboards are perfect for beginners because mistakes can easily be fixed. So using the breadboard, if let's say you're doing the connections and you make mistakes, you can easily unplug it and then do your corrections. But in soldering, there's nothing like that. One mistake and the whole project is being ruined. Yes. Next component I would like to talk about is LEDs. LEDs simply stand for light emitting diode. They are one of the most common components in electronics. With Arduino, we can blink LEDs, fade LEDs, create traffic lights, build lighting effects. And LEDs are perfect for learning because they give instant visual feedbacks. Yes, so as an electronic enthusiast or someone who wants to start electronics or Arduino, it's very advisable to get LEDs. They are not expensive. The next components I would like to talk about are resistors. And even though they look tiny, they are very important. A resistor controls the amount of electrical current flowing through a circuit. If you connect an LED directly to the Arduino power source, too much current can flow through it and damage it. So in order to protect the circuit or the LED, you connect a resistor to help protect the circuit. So in other words, it will oppose the flow of electric current if there is an excess current trying to flow through the circuit. So think of a resistor like a water tap. If too much water flows through a pipe, things can burst, or the pipe can get burst. Yes, a resistor reduces the flow to a safe level. Yeah, so let's say it reduces the pressure at which the water is flowing. Next on the list are jump wires. Yes, so remember we said here there's no soldering, right? So you ask yourself, if there is no soldering, then how are you going to connect one component to another? That's where jump wires come in. So we use them to connect components together. There are several types of jumper wires, and we have male to male, male to female and female to female jumper wires, which help us connect one component to the other successfully on the breadboard without soldering. So they are very essential when it comes to Arduino or electronics. So the next thing I would like to talk about is a power source. Yes, this is very crucial, right? Every single project that you are building requires a power source in order to power the Arduino. Without the Arduino being powered, nothing will work. So there are several ways that you can power the Arduino. The first one is powering from the USB directly plugged into your computer. So you can directly plug the USB into your computer, and then through that channel you can upload your code and also power the Arduino at the same time. The next one is using the power jack. Yes, so you see there's a power jack here. You can actually connect a 9-volt battery to the power jack, and then there is an onboard voltage regulator which will actually regulate or reduce that 12 or 9 volts to 5 volts to safely power the Arduino. Bear in mind, the Arduino is powered with 5 volts. Anything above that will be regulated to 5 volts before it gets to the main board. So there is an onboard voltage regulator which actually regulates the voltage to safely power the Arduino. If you are just starting Arduino, here's what I recommend: Arduino Uno, breadboard, LEDs, resistors, jumper wires, and probably some power source such as 9-volt battery with a connector. If possible, get a beginner Arduino starter kit, because it includes many useful components which you can utilize to build your project. However, if you are not able to afford any of this, don't give up yet. I have good news for you. There are several softwares that you can use to simulate Arduino just as real world. Yes, and it works perfectly. So the one that I recommend for you is Tinkercad. I actually have a video showing you step-by-step procedure on how to use Tinkercad. Tap on it and then go watch. In our next lesson, we will dive deep into how the Arduino board works and how to use it. So make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Tech with Philip. Bye.